Osiris, playing at the Rickshaw Theatre in Vancouver, BC. Chicago deathcore on the West Coast. Let's go!
It's going to be pretty exciting to meet these boys. They've traveled a long way to come here. Let's fucking do some metal.
Alright, hey, this is Graham Ken Miles from 13 Goats, here with BlankTV to interview Born of Osiris. With me are Cameron and Lee.
Hell yeah.
Guys, welcome to Vancouver. Welcome to the Rickshaw.
It's good to be here. We're excited.
You're about to tour the East Coast in a bit with another Chicago deathcore band, right? Hive?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
How tight-knit would you say the scene is, and what would you say distinguishes like Chicago progressive metalcore or deathcore from from other areas that are playing that genre?
So when we were just local bands, we were playing shows with Veil of Maya, After the Burial, all just Chicago-based bands, and I think that sound, kind of what they call the Sumerian core sound, if you will, kind of stemmed from that. And I just remember we must have been like 16 years old playing our first show with Veil of Maya, and everyone told me like, you gotta check out this band, like you gotta see what they're doing. I watched them and I was like, oh my god, we suck, like we need to step up our game. So I think to have your peers like just being so freaking talented around you really helps you push and be like, okay, why don't we sound like that? And like even just for example, Sam Applebaum, drummer of Veil of Maya, I learned a lot of chops from him early on. He was doing more of like the death metal stuff, and I was like just getting into metal in general. I was like, dude, how do you do that? So it's been cool to grow up around just insanely talented musicians and stuff. The sound where we come from, it stemmed from just being tight with like After the Burial, Veil of Maya, and we signed to the Sumerian Records with the Faceless was our favorite band too. I know that's not a Chicago band, but like
I feel like we did kind of share similar sounds, especially like our first records. We went with Michael Keane from the Faceless. As he mentioned, we were all fans to record our first record. And I feel like we all sounded even more similar with that like recording. And then I feel like after that, each band kind of blossomed in its own direction with their own sound. Veil of Maya ended up just being a lot more clean singing based. After the Burial they stayed After the Burial. And our sounds just kind of constantly changed and evolved. I feel like on each record we'll try something maybe new, like just slightly outside of our Born of Osiris box, and then once we expand in this direction, I feel like our box gets bigger, and then we'll maybe on this record we'll do something over here, and then it just continues to kind of grow the sound. So I'd say that'd be more of like a natural progression for us.
One thing that I noticed when I was listening to you guys is that you have a lot of influences that I wouldn't personally think of as being like core adjacent.
Yeah.
Like a lot of thrashy stuff, a lot of stuff that seems to sort of touch on like older school death metal tendencies. I heard from EJ as well, your tour manager, that you guys are going to go and tour with Suicide Silence and Dying Fetus pretty soon.
Yeah, it's an Carnage tour.
And like both terrific bands, but like not bands that I would imagine on tour together. And it makes sense that you guys are kind of the glue that holds that bill together, as it were.
Yeah, we're kind of something in between, I guess. But yeah, I'm really excited for the tour. We've known Suicide Silence for a long time, and I think they took us on one of our first European tours and taught us how to smoke weed out of an apple.
Fuck yeah.
Things you learn on the road.
I was reading a little bit about your last album, Angel or Alien. It's like almost a bit of a personal question. I read that some of the lyrical themes in there were sort of precipitated by like the end of a couple of long-term relationships. So Cody and I are in a death metal band. And it's really hard for us to write songs about personal stuff in death metal unless you use like a lot of metaphor, right? Like we have to go, this isn't a song about a woman who broke my heart, it's a song about like a demon or like a dark sorcerer.
The ex-girlfriend is the demon kind of thing.
Do you feel that metalcore gives you more room to like directly confront challenging emotions? What do you find it allows you to do lyrically or thematically that maybe other forms of extreme music have a harder time with?
One thing that I think has stuck out to me the most is when they were writing the song Machine. I don't know, I felt like they were writing it about me, like saying separate yourself from the machine, embrace your own identity. So it struck a chord with me. Just like, being like a teenager and trying to be cool to fit in, and you don't necessarily want to be unique, you want to blend in and be cool and not be like the weirdo. I always felt like the weird kid or whatever, but then those lyrics, I was like, embrace your own identity,
I think it's one of the great things about extreme music is that it allows you to get comfortable being like outside the norm, right? Like, I mean, there's a lot of people in metal who I think feel like black sheep and who feel like outsiders.
And that's why we put these shows on for all the black sheep and whoever, you know, just everyone is it's all inclusive. So this is our outlet to be weird and, you know, be the weirdos together.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Are you ready out there?
I read that you spent a little bit of time last year in the hospital. You know, I think I speak for a lot of people to say it's really good to see you here and to see you touring. It seems like you guys have just had a really eventful career, like a lot of crazy shit happening. And do you think any of those experiences are going to make their way into the themes or the subjects that you tackle on the next record? Because I hear that you're about to go back into the studio as well.
Yeah, very close. We actually just finished the lyrics like a week or two before this tour. The vocals. And yeah, there's lots of content. You know, it's like, I remember like even our first record, it was like, in high school when we got signed by Sumerian, they were like, you guys' music is amazing, but like your lyrical content is like, can't tell if you're serious or not. Or like, well, we're 16 in high school, what do you want us to talk about the world?
Yeah.
And so, I think with each album as we've grown and traveled the world and matured and just got older and see things in a different view, like things will come into the lyrical content, and my struggles, you know, in the last couple of years are definitely on this next record.
Well, thank you for being willing to go there. This kind of music can be so authentic at its best, and for that to happen, people really have to dig deep and confront some stuff that, you know, that maybe other genres or artistic mediums don't make it easy to do. There's a reason that we do this stuff, right? Because it lets you go to places. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. Is it like a speed round we said or something?
Oh yeah, right now.
Oh shit.
The lightning round, you ready?
Are you ready?
That's it.
Let's get it going.
Alright, Cameron Lee, which crayon do you think tastes the best?
I think they're all created equal, honestly.
Fair enough. If you were to be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, which one would you want to be?
I don't know them, I apologize.
Do you think bears are ticklish?
No.
I don't want to find out.
Very good answer. What else have we got?
Oh, you called these on the spot?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's fucking awesome.
If 7-Eleven is 2 kilometers away from my house and a car can drive 50 kilometers, how come it's taken more than 20 years for my dad to come home for a pack of smokes?
You got it.
You answered your own joke there.
Well, I guess we can do some regular questions too. I mean, they don't always have to be funny. So you guys say this, well, what good parts? That's, yeah.
You guys went through a few names, right?
We did, yeah. Okay, so we started with just like some. Well, it started as Your Heart Engraved. I don't know, one word. It was just like an emo name. We just thought it sounded cool. 3 words put together. And then the next local band name we had a little more meaning, but it was still just a terrible name. It was Rosecrans, based on a drug rehab I went to, like inpatient for a month when I was 16. Yeah, it was a bad name. So Sumerian Records, when they. Actually, funny story about them signing us. They found our music on MySpace, some stuff that was recorded in my parents' basement, and they messaged us and they're like, "Hey, do you guys want to do this for real?" And like, you know, we replied like, "Yeah, what do we need to do?" They're like, "Well, do you have a van? Do you have a trailer?" And like, I lied to them. I was like, yeah, we have a van, we have a trailer, what's next? And I'm like, shit, we gotta find a van and a trailer, guys. But they made us change the name, thank God. And at first we were all like, well, we have a bunch of fans as Rosecrans, they're not gonna know who we are, we're gonna lose all our fans. And they're like, listen guys, those fans, it's not gonna matter. You're gonna have such a bigger fan base after this. And I was like, I doubted them a little bit. I was like, okay, we'll see. And Sumerian Records being very, you know, obviously Egyptian themed, they kind of came up with the Osiris part. We were kind of spitballing a little bit. And I think just, you know, one of us or between a few of us were like coming up with like a prefix or whatever, and kind of came up like Born of. So I think maybe the band thought of that, and Osiris came from Sumerian. That was their idea, clearly.
Well, Horus is the son of Osiris, right?
The Egyptian philosophy.
Because doesn't a big part of the mythology involve Horus fighting Set, who's Osiris's brother?
You sound like you know way more than me.
Yeah, it's like a revenge situation.
Yeah, my parents took me to an Egyptian museum when I was a kid, and I found out that Set's the god I'm born under.
Yeah,
So
well, and Set ripped apart Osiris and distributed him across the whole plains.
I guess if you guys are born of Osiris, that means we have to fight.
Something like that.
I'm not much of a fighter, but you know, maybe off camera.
I mean,
do a little rolling.
You don't want this smoke, sweetie. You see me in the mosh pit tonight. You'll see the jujitsu.
Fuck yeah, let's go. Fuck yeah, see you in the pit.
See you in the pit, bro.
This was a lot of fun, guys. Thank you so much again from BlankTV. This is Lee. This is Cameron. I'm Cody.
Yes.
We're out.
This is Born of Osiris from BlankTV. Dangerous music for dangerous people.
what did you think of Born of Osiris?
Fucking amazing! Look at the sweat! A fucking amazing!
Fucking deadly. Fucking best show ever. Fucking dangerous.